This is Damion Poitier coming to you directly from Comic-Con 2011 with Casey on the Down the Road Show.
All right, here we are, San Diego Comic-Con 2011. It is the last day of the week, and it has been grueling. But it's my favorite day of the week because I'm here talking to Damion Poitier. How you doing, Damion?
Very well. How you doing?
I'm doing great, great.
Excellent.
How's your con been treating you?
Amazingly well, actually. Last year's con was epic, and this year's con has been more epic.
They keep getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it's on a personal level. Yeah, because I keep forming relationships. I keep forming new relationships and running into people, and just my sphere of knowledge and relationships and things is expanding exponentially, which is very nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
What's your favorite con memory from this weekend?
Oh.
Or weirdest. Go weirdest.
What happened this weekend that was really cool? Mark Hamill.
That's right.
Ran into Luke Skywalker. I was walking down the street. It's about 12:30 at night, and I just glanced over and I was like, oh. Ran over, talked to him for a couple minutes, got a picture. Really, really nice guy. So
I was jealous when I saw the picture. Yes.
Yes. It's been tweeted. It's at you go to D_Poitier. That's my personal Twitter. It's a picture of me and Mark Hamill up there. It's pretty cool.
And you can find a link to his Twitter on your personal website?
Yes, on actually Facebook.
Oh, Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook website's the one I use most of the time. That's just facebook.com, Damion Poitier.
Excellent, excellent. So, good picture. Go check that out. And while you're checking that out, what you really need to do is check out his movie Hunter Prey. Let's talk about that.
Let's do so.
That's a cool sci-fi flick.
Thank you.
Tell me about that. Not only did you act in it, you produced it.
Yeah, I was an associate producer on the film because I helped him to wrangle some of the talent and some of the minor details on the film. So I had a personal stake in it. And we went down to Mexico for about 18 days. It was anywhere between 80 and 118 degrees. We were wearing suits of armor and makeup and prosthetics and things like that. And just long, grueling days. My day started really early, depending on what I was doing. And we went, about till dusk every day. And there was 18 of us. We stayed in a hotel. We stayed in there was a house that we stayed in for a while. That was on the beach. I actually got to sleep outside every night.
Nice.
It was like about 70, 75 degrees. All the stars in the sky were out because we were far away from civilization. It was amazing. So it was an extremely amazing experience.
Did you shoot the whole thing in Mexico? Because you guys got a lot of really epic-looking shots.
Everything, the entire film was shot in Mexico except for a few pickups that we did on the set of Transformers 2.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So we had a couple days, like one day on the set of Transformers 2 where we did pickups, but everything else was shot in Mexico.
Cool.
So it was good, yeah.
Cool. What do you want your legacy to be about this film? What should people take out of this film? Why should the sci-fi nuts out there go check this out?
Well, it was done by Sandy Collara, who did Batman Dead End, which was one of the first. A lot of people don't know this. That was the most downloaded initial film ever on the internet.
Oh.
Yeah, so it got so many YouTube hits, and it actually is one of the films that made the internet a viable resource for sending films. You got to think about it. That was like 5 years ago. We didn't have Twitter. We didn't have Facebook. We didn't have any of the social media sites where we can just pop something up on the web right now.
Which I wouldn't even have existed at this point.
Right. Yeah. So all those things. I mean, I wouldn't say it created them, but it definitely influenced them. That so many people are interested in finding something on the internet and seeing this fan film that was, so lauded. So Sandy, I didn't work with him on that one. I met him right around when that film came out. He did World's Finest, which was Batman Superman, and so we worked on that. And Sandy really liked my vibe, and we just kind of talked. And at the time, I was doing a lot of stunt work. And Sandy's like, I need somebody that's a stuntman that can act to do my next film. I finally got a feature together. And originally he wanted me to coordinate it, but I'm not really into coordination. I was like, I'll let someone else stunt coordinate. That's not really my thing. So I found him a stunt coordinator. I brought Isaac Singleton on the project and a couple other things I helped out with the project. And he's like, you know what? You're doing so much for this. I didn't expect you to have this level of involvement. I'm going to give you an associate producer credit.
Cool.
Yep. And then he also let me, obviously I starred in the film as well. Yeah. And he actually gave me the choice of
you got to pick a character.
Yeah, I get to pick Jericho or Centauri. And
so why'd you pick your character?
There's actually a couple of reasons. From a completely financial reason, it's easier to sell a sci-fi film.
Yes.
With a white lead.
Okay.
It is. If you think about with the international markets and things like that, You know, we're still black sci-fi is still growing, it's still in its infancy. Think about it. There's not a lot of black sci-fi projects, not a lot of black sci-fi actors. There are actors who do sci-fi,
Right.
but there are very few. You know, black actors do sci-fi, but there's very few. So I figured if we put my face in the box, it'll attract a lot of attention, but not as much attention. Plus, Centauri 7 is a much more fun character to play.
Yeah.
You know, he just had a much better swing to it. You know, just I felt the character more. It was an opportunity to do an entire film in prosthetic makeup, which I've always wanted to do, and things like that. That was a spoiler, by the way. If you haven't seen the film yet, don't listen to what I just said. That was
Spoiler alert. By the way, he's showing the human side, but it's behind the not human.
right.
There's your spoiler alert.
But it was an amazing experience, absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just I've gotten nothing but positive feedback from it. You know, everybody seems to think I did a good job, which is always nice to hear.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a couple people on the internet that didn't like my performance, but for the most part,
There's several out there that don't like mine either. You guys thinking about doing a follow-up?
there's been a lot of discussion about it. Sandy's working on another film, putting together another film right now. Actually, if you go to Kickstarter.com and type in his name, you can see his next film called Shallow Water. So he's looking for some support for that one and trying to get that one off the ground. And like I said, there's been discussion on it. Nothing's, you know, it's all a pending schedule and budget and all the other stuff that's involved in something like that. So
Cool. All right, well, let's skip to the next subject then.
okay.
Right behind us, True Blood.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
What a coincidence. That happens to be standing over your head, hovering there so
Crazy.
majestically.
Wow. How did that happen?
I don't know. Some ad agency put it up, which is good timing because aren't you going to be on that show?
Yes, actually, I'm going to be on True Blood this season.
Excellent.
You might want to tune in actually my first episode is tonight. So episode 5 is going to be my first episode, and then and a few episodes after that as well. So let's see, what can I say?
Probably not much.
No. Well, listen, obviously, if you're watching the show, you know about the situation with Eric and what's happening, and that there's some concern about the witches. So what happens is Bill brings in more people from his end to kind of address the situation and talk about it and figure out, you know, what can be done, what should be done, letting people know that there is a situation going on, and I'm one of those individuals who comes out to help out with the situation.
Cool. And can you tell people what you play?
Yes, it's actually on IMDb already. I played Dupree. So, and it's one of Eric's contemporaries. So if you watch the show, you know what I mean when I say that, because Eric is Area 5, and I'm one of the other areas.
Cool. Excellent. I look forward to seeing that. And you're on several episodes.
Yeah. I'm pretty much writing out the rest of the season.
Cool.
So, yep.
So yeah, stay tuned for True Blood. I know I'm going to be watching. That's one of my new favorite shows. I pretty much demanded the entire family not to watch it tonight until I get home. So I can't wait to be like, guess who I just talked to?
Appreciate it.
So, anything else you want to plug? Any charity work coming up? Any other movies coming up that you might be doing that I heard leaks about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not talking about the Avengers, I swear.
I can neither confirm nor deny any involvement I may have in the Avengers movies.
Okay.